Hey, I've been using the Solos AirGo 3 smart glasses from China in my daily life, literally from morning till night. And I have some thoughts on them. After making several German videos about smart glasses in general, it's about time for the first proper review on YouTube. Specifically, this is the first real review of these glasses on all of YouTube. I couldn't find anyone honestly talking about these glasses or addressing issues, so I'm doing it directly in English. However, since German is my native language and my English isn't as fluent and accent-free, I've used various AIs to translate this video directly. I'm curious to hear your opinions on the quality. But first, let's dive into my thoughts on the Solos AirGo 3. And my goodness, it's going to be intense. Firstly, I have to say that the glasses do some things well, but everything they advertise for me was only half-baked. And even worse, no one talks about it. But let's start with the designs. I appreciate the wide selection, and I personally went with the argon design in grey. The glasses look inconspicuous and relatively thin for smart glasses. It suits my taste perfectly. However, it's recognized as smart, mainly because of the input method on the side. Instead of leaving the entire temple clean like Ray-Ban and turning it into a large touchpad, Solos has a small touchpad and a touch button here. Apart from being quite fiddly to hit and the indentations hardly helping with tactile feedback, these somewhat ruin the illusion of wearing just a normal pair of glasses. Please remove these buttons in the next generation. Also, these colored stripes on almost every design of yours. There's a small red rubber strip everywhere, which is supposed to match the Solos design language. But glasses are also accessories to some extent. Don't force a color on us to carry around. If I like to wear green a lot, I don't want a red stripe on the glasses. So I specifically chose a design where there was no red stripe in the pictures. So I thought they had completely avoided it here. Instead, I now have a light gray stripe. But at least it's not a standout color. So, Solos, if you happen to see this video, provide us with color alternatives directly in the box. Now let's briefly talk about modularity. The colored stripes serve a purpose too. The temples of the glasses can be removed. Specifically, all the tech and the battery are housed in the temples. Through a hidden USB-C cable in the glasses, the parts connect via the front piece. The colored stripe ensures that moisture stays out and makes the glasses durable for everyday use. Solving it this way means there's no microphone right at the nose, like with Ray-Ban. All the tech is exclusively in the temples, but that's not a problem. It makes it easier to offer more designs, keep costs down, and potentially replace individual parts. Especially when the next generation is introduced, I earnestly hope that the same modularity is continued, and only the tech in the temples is improved. So instead of buying a new pair of glasses with new features, you could just upgrade the tech, which I would do immediately. Because as it stands, unfortunately, the glasses have focused on a few wrong points. And with that, let's move on to the features that Solos advertised in the glasses. Starting with the biggest one, ChatGPT. For me, that was a huge disappointment. Not only do you have to actively switch it on your phone and keep the app open, but the glasses also switch to a completely different mode, starting to constantly emit a slight noise. This makes ChatGPT unusable if you want to have it running in the background to ask spontaneous questions. It keeps making noise until the switch is turned off again and ChatGPT is off. So, to use ChatGPT effectively in the glasses, you'll have to take out your phone every time. So this integration is really just an app on the phone that you have to start to talk to ChatGPT. And you can do that with the original ChatGPT app and even have more control. So the advantage here doesn't really add up for me. But even if it were better integrated, and maybe it works better with Google phones than with my iPhone, but even if it does, it's not useful for me. Having an artificial intelligence in everyday life is pointless if I can only ask general questions about the Eiffel Tower or social topics. An AI as a smart assistant in everyday life should know you. And the only AIs that are really good at that are Google and Siri, maybe even Alexa. Only my phone knows who I really am, knows where I live, where I work, where I might have parked my car. My phone knows who my wife is and my sister. My phone knows my reminders, notes, and my alarm. ChatGPT has no clue about any of that. ChatGPT can't access my apps or even trigger shortcuts without extensions. ChatGPT, depending on the version running in the background, can quickly give wrong results. So ChatGPT, in its raw form, should never be seen as a smart assistant and doesn't make much sense to me in glasses. However, the glasses are well equipped when it comes to smart assistants. because even though Solos doesn't talk about it, they have a completely different, crucial advantage compared to, for example, Ray-Ban Meta. They support Google Assistant and Siri. With a double tap somewhere on the frame, the smart assistant on the phone is triggered, so you can use the best digital assistant for your everyday life. Siri is going to get a huge update later this year, and Google has been bringing larger language models to phones for a while now. So you're definitely more future-proof with that than with ChatGPT and have much more flexibility. So, thumbs up for that. It was cleverly integrated, even if it sometimes takes 1 to 2 seconds for Siri to respond to me. Moving on to the next feature that Solos advertises, the whisper mode. Here, notifications should be read out directly to you. Unfortunately, this doesn't reliably work with my iPhone, no matter what. If it's activated, maybe 1 out of 8 notifications will be read out. By the way, this feature only works with English text. German or other words, or even whole sentences, are pronounced in English and very annoying and hard to understand, which is strange, because I can communicate in German with ChatGPT on the glasses, but unfortunately, that wasn't adjustable here. Maybe it looks better with other phones in other languages, but that's at least my experience. Let's move on to the translation tool, a good idea with the same problems as with ChatGPT. If it's activated, the mode switches to the phone, you're absolutely restricted, and there's constant background noise. So you only activate it when you really need it. And what does that look like then? Well, someone speaks to you in a different language, you take out your phone, start the app, navigate to the feature, and activate it. Wait 10 seconds until it's ready, then select the original and target languages. And then ask the person opposite to repeat while holding down the button on the side of the glasses. It's much faster and easier to just use the pre-installed translator app on the phone. It automatically detects the languages and just works directly and faster. Equally bad for me was Solos' own drinking reminders. This is an extra feature supposed to send notifications to drink. Unfortunately, I regularly receive these on my phone, even though I have deactivated the feature in the app. And even if I activate it, I still only get the notifications on my phone and not on the glasses. So for me, this drinking reminder shouldn't be in the app of the glasses anyway. There are enough other apps for that, which also do it more reliably. It would be better to focus on being able to read notifications better on Apple devices. Another feature, the sports tracking. Here I have to say that I hardly used it because I already use a small fitness tracker from Xiaomi as a smartwatch. But even if I think about it further, it doesn't make sense even if you didn't have a smartwatch. I mean, we don't have a heart rate monitor or something similar. It simply detects, based on movement, how many steps I take and how much I move. So exactly what my phone also does to count my steps. Only my phone is right on my leg and really feels the impact. I don't see any value in letting the glasses count steps much less accurately and sacrificing battery for that. So this feature is standardly turned off for me. So we're done with all the bells and whistles that were advertised and built in here. But the smart glasses are really good, and I enjoy using them. You just have to know that with smart glasses, it's not about sports or ChatGPT. It's simply about having easy access to a smart assistant and basically having an improved phone speaker with you all the time for spontaneous music listening, phone calls, watching videos, gaming, and so on. The sound now comes nicely separated from left and right through the glasses. You have true stereo sound and don't have to overpower ambient noise so much. Of course, it doesn't replace headphones, but it does replace phone speakers. So an important question is how good the sound really is. But unfortunately, this point is still a bit bigger. So, a brief note on the battery. The battery lasts all day without any problems with a continuous phone connection and all everyday audio output now through the glasses instead of the phone speaker. You even have enough buffer so that if the battery wears out a bit in the future, you can still easily get through the day. In the evening, you charge it with the included cable. There's no carrying case with an integrated battery, just a small and sturdy folding bag, which is just right in my opinion. You can only charge the Ray-Ban Meta with the bulky carrying case. But I don't want to take the bulky case of our glasses on every trip. So Solos comes with a simple magnetic cable and that's it. That's a great solution. And if you ever forget the cable, you can directly remove the left side of the glasses and connect it via USB-C. Thumbs up for that. What's missing now is a wear detection. So the glasses would automatically turn on and off when you put them on. Currently, it turns off if it's been on the table flipped upside down for long enough and back on when you press the power button for a long time. So, finally, let's talk about the speaker. I had previously tested the Ray-Ban Meta and was very impressed. Good, balanced sound, it sounds as it should sound. The Solos AirGo 3, on the other hand, sound worse than $5 headphones from Wish. No joke? I was extremely disappointed. I haven't heard such bad sound in a long time. And that even though the sound is supposed to be much better than the predecessor. The mids are just too high and really unpleasant. Not only are some frequencies too loud, the frequencies also sound wrong. There's a hearing test you can do with it that creates a personal equalizer for you, but it's far worse than if I manually remove the mids as much as possible. You see my equalizer here, and I would have liked to have even more extreme but also detailed settings. Unfortunately, that's not possible, which is why I'm still dissatisfied with the sound quality. But to be honest, I rarely listen to music with the glasses. I mostly watch videos, listen to podcasts, and it's not so extremely negative then. For me, the advantage of having the speakers right above my ears is still greater than the disadvantage of the poor audio quality. And that even though I'm very picky when it comes to sound in general. So often I play videos on my phone and then lay the phone on its side. Or I walk towards the fridge while cooking. But no matter where I go, the sound is always right at my ears. Compared to taking the phone speaker, I'm not so loud and disturb fewer other people. So I think it's great to hear every sound from the phone directly in my ears, even if the next generation should focus primarily on better sound. It's time for the conclusion and a recommendation to buy. There was a lot of criticism, but a smart glasses doesn't need more than a good design, good integration into the phone operating system, good speakers, and a capable battery. And most of that is already pretty good with the Solos. So if you can't wait and want to buy smart glasses, definitely consider Solos, especially because the glasses are extremely suitable for everyday use. If you're not in a hurry, it's better to wait for the next generation. And now a few serious words directly to the manufacturer. Solos, you make cool glasses. Stick to that, ditch all the bells and whistles, and definitely improve the speakers. You're on the right track, and your glasses are really usable in everyday life. You do a lot better than the big player with the Ray-Ban Meta. Stick with it, but you really need to ditch a lot of things. Otherwise, people will just be disappointed when they buy the glasses because of all the advertising promises and they don't work well or simply are never needed.